this year we have tried to depict the Kanakadhara Stotram by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. When Bhagavan Adi Shankara was a boy, a brahmachari of age 6 to 7 years, he goes for bhiksha. On the way, he goes to the house of this farmer couple and who are very poor and asks for bhiksha. The lady of the house has nothing to give except a dried amla which she offers to Adi Shankaracharya. Seeing this, the goodness of the heart and the poverty of the house, Adi Shankara composes verses in devotion to Ma Lakshmi, and at the end of these verses, she showers the house with Kanaka, with golden gooseberries, golden amla, and this is known as the Kanakadhara Stotram. This Kanakadhara Stotram, the story is something that many of us are familiar with, but the Stotram is a very beautiful Stotram and goes on with many verses to all aspects of Devi and her Shakti. The explanation I give is from the talks of Swami Sharadananda Ji. So from here we move to this Golupadi, where we have tried to bring out the various aspects of Devi that Shankara explained or composed in his Kanakadhara. He refers to Devi as Namostute Bhumandala Nayikaye, the mother of the entire universe. Namostute Gir Devateti, that is Saraswati. Namostute Narayani, Ma Lakshmi. Here we can see that Adi Lakshmi comes or emerges in three forms: the Adi Devika, the Adhyatmika, and the Adi Bhautika forms. She is Namostute Dugdhodadi Janma Bhumyai, she who emerges from the milky ocean during the churning of the ocean by the Asuras and the Devas. Along with Ma Lakshmi emerges Kalpavriksha, Dhanvantri, Amrita, Uchchaishravas, Kamadenu, Kaustubha, Airavata, Mohini, Shankha and Soma. Therefore, Namostute Somamrita Sodaraye. She also, when there is the churning of the ocean, there is Lord Shiva and Parvati who come there. She is referred to as Namostute Shashishekara Vallabhaye. Then Namostute Bhrigu Nandanaye, she who is born to Bhrigu sage because of his tapas, Bhargavi. Namostute Trayi Mayim, the mother of the three Vedas. Namostute, she is Shakambhari. Shakambhari who emerges in the Devi Mahatmyam. Namostute Shakambhari. Namostute Bhuvana Prasutye, the mother of the entire universe. Namostute Damodara Vallabhaye. Namostute Nandatmaja Vallabhaye. Here we have Kamadeva and his consort Rati Devi in these two dolls. Kamadeva, who falls at her feet when Lord Shiva burns him, and she brings him back to life but without a body. He is Ananga. He is one of the greatest devotees of Devi Ma, and his consort Rati is a great Pativrata. Most of the compositions on Devi will have a mention of Kamadeva or Manmatha. His banas are Pushpa banas because he strikes us ever so lightly. We never know when Kama is going to hit us and from where he is going to hit us. Desires have no form or shape, and the only way to get over desires is to surrender at the feet of Ma Devi herself, of whom Kamadeva is a sevak. Coming, she is also known as the Vallabha of that Bhagavan who won over Mura, Asura Mura, with three heads: Kama, Krodha and Lobha. She is also known as the Vallabha, as the deer of the two demons of the Bhagavan who destroyed and vanquished the two demons, Madhu and Kaithabha, Raga and Dvesha. Here we have the Chataka bird. When we were young, my grandmother used to tell us the story that if we don't give water when asked, we will become this bird. And finally we found the bird. It is this bird. This bird can only drink rain water. So every day of the year it prays and prays and prays to Lord Indra for rain. Bhagavan Adi Shankara says, like how that bird pines for rain, oh Amma, I pine for you to look at me. I pine for you. She, Ma Lakshmi, is always looking at the dark body, like the body, Tamala Vriksha body of Bhagavan. And he says, Amma, when you're looking at him with your side glances, apanga drishtihi, please, once Amma, look at me. Not because I am a patram who's capable of receiving your drishti, but because you are the samudra, you are the treasure house of Daya. And because of that infinite compassion, Amma, please look at me, he asks. And what happens when Devi Lakshmi looks at us? All our daridriyam is removed. We translate daridriyam as the lack of money or poverty, but there are actually 8 daridriyams. Nirdhanaha, Nichatvam, Murkhatvam, Astamita, Nitya Dukhi, Amitram, Kripanata and Agnaha. So she, Amma, Devi Lakshmi, Adi Parashakti, is capable of removing all our daridriyams. So let us not stop at the first, but ask for all that she can give us and bless us with. Bhagavan Adi Shankara also praises her as that supreme Shakti, Prakriti, or the Shakti of nature. In one of the verses, he says, the elephants, 8 elephants which represent the 8 directions, every day morning come to her with a kumbha bearing the Akasha Ganga, and they bathe her with it. They draw their energy from her and then go and take up their positions in the 8 directions. Surya, Chandra and Agni get their light, their heat from Devi herself. In the Saundarya Lahari, very beautifully it is said, when Surya Bhagavan looks inside him, when he needs that re-energizing, when he looks inside him, in his Hridaya Kamala, she is Kamalalayaha, the one who sits on the Kamalam, on the lotus, she who sits in our hearts, in our Hridaya Kamalam. Surya Bhagavan looks within himself, prays to her, sees the rays emanating from her feet, and thereby gets the light, the heat and the power of his rays. These are some of the names that come in Kanakadhara Stotram that we have tried to bring out in our Golu today. And here is the Devi who is Namostute Srishti Sthiti Pralaya Kelishu Samsthitaye. She who is always the same, whether it is Srishti, Sthiti or Pralaya. For her, everything is a Leela. She is Lalita Devi. For her, everything is a Leela. And Ma Devi, Lakshmi, is always looking. Her eyes are always looking at whom? At Lord Padmanabha, who is in the Milky Ocean on the Ananta Shayana. He is Ananta Shayana, the Lord of Time, who transcends time. And her drishti is always on him. And our prayer to that goddess this year is that, Amma, as Bhagavan Adi Shankara said, when you are looking at Bhagavan, please, for 1 second, for Ardha Nimisha, for Kshanamardham, please, Amma, please look at us and bless us.